So it is finally time to get started on my $1,500 S550 Mustang, and I only have 2 months to complete this entire build. Just a few months ago, I picked up this 2017 EcoBoost Ford Mustang. This car was wrecked back in 2018 and left in these woods to rot ever since. The S550 wasn't just an update, it was a total reset from Ford. And I hate to see one in this condition, especially one with only 20,000 miles. This car has the save me stare, and it may be stupid of me to take on a project of this size, but I believe this car deserves a second chance. So the first thing we're gonna do with it is start to remove the nasty. When I brought this car home, it didn't even make it into my shop at first because it had a dead rodent in it. It was legitimately a biohazard. But now that it's in the shop, it's time to give it a proper clean out, a full detail, and to start assessing the damage. I decided to start with an easy part of the vehicle so I could get a quick win in before it's time to tackle the interior. Removing the seats was supposed to be easy and simple, but the second I touched this one, I knew something felt off. Removing this one is not going to be easy, so I did what anyone would do and I moved on to another part of the car. Getting this foot airbag out wasn't easy either because anytime you're working under the dash, it's never fun and you can't see anything. But I was able to remove it, and since it's deployed, it means ordering an entire new airbag. And now it's time to revisit this passenger seat. With only half the motor working, getting it out was going to be a challenge, and it was something that I could not deal with alone. So I called in some help, and I was finally able to remove it. Now I'm gonna be fixing the seat motor while it's out of the car because that's going to be way easier for me. So it is officially day 2 of cleaning out the interior of this wrecked Mustang. And the first step today was removing the driver's side seat, because I didn't want to do both of them in one day after how hard the passenger seat was. But this one wasn't as bad and it came out pretty easily. The seats are out and now we're seeing everything that's been hiding. This isn't broken parts, it's what time does when a car gets left behind. Years of sitting, and yet you can still see bits of the previous owner everywhere. So we're starting with the basics, which is vacuuming everything that's been collecting in here for years. Now I'm going to be taking the center console out of this car because I need to figure out whatever was leaking that caused that big mess. And honestly, I'm already deep cleaning the entire car because there's a smell in here, so I need to shampoo pretty much everything. I just wanted to take a moment while I'm here that if you guys enjoy this video, if you enjoy me, if you would give me a like and a subscribe, it helps me be able to do this. And honestly, to just be able to hang out with you guys and hopefully inspire. If I can do it, you can do it, because I am not the smartest, but I'm learning every step of the way, no matter how many parts I break or how hard it is or how I don't have enough muscle strength to do most of it, but I'm learning. And it is fun most days. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'm gonna get back to cleaning now. Removing the center console is way harder than it needs to be, and there's so many plastic clips that could break at any moment. So I decided to just pop the top off and inspect the damage by just lifting up this bottom piece, and thankfully, it wasn't that bad. Next up is cleaning the seats, and I do that by spraying some cleaner, agitating it, and then going in with my steam cleaner. And this thing is the cheat code to a clean car. And for the second cheat code, it is going to be scrubbing bubbles and magic erasers. Now, this is an old detailing trick that I picked up by working at dealerships, and scrubbing bubbles work so good on grime that has sat for way too long. I do like to go in with an interior automotive cleaner after because it does kind of leave a film. And another side note is you want to be careful with magic erasers and not use them on any printed buttons. Another thing that I picked up from detailing is that this is one of the most forgotten areas to clean, and usually they're pretty nasty. Now it's time to tackle the center console. And as you can see here, this thing was really dirty. So I used my steamer first to loosen up all the crusted on gunk, and then I hit it with my scrubbing bubbles and my magic eraser. Then it was time to reinstall it, or so I thought. I had to do this twice because I missed a few things that had to go in first. That poor girl. I pre-treated and pre-scrubbed the stain off camera, but now it's time to do the entire carpet, and it is a night and day difference. And the final step of the day was doing the door cards. And as you can see here, the scrubbing bubbles was working overtime on stains you couldn't even see with the naked eye. And now we're on to day 3.
Holy shit. That's insane. That's practically brand new inside. It's a new car smell. It's not a cracked out smell.
Now that the interior is looking great, I need to replace the cabin air filter. And I should have done this first because it was absolutely filled with mouse poop. I quickly vacuumed that out, and then I started thinking about the engine air filter because the mice definitely had to have gotten in here too. But because of the damage, I couldn't easily just pop the cover off. I needed to loosen everything so I could wiggle the filter out. And yeah, they got to this one too. Just not as bad, but they definitely made a mess in there. So then I cleaned it out real fast so I could pop the air filter back on and get the car onto the lift. The first order of business, now that it's on the lift, is to remove these side skirts because they are filled with dirt. Getting them off wasn't the easiest job and it wasn't the hardest job, but in the process, I definitely broke almost every clip, so I am gonna have to replace all of those. The inside's finally cleaned up, but we're just getting started. And before this goes anywhere near a body shop, there's a lot more work to do. So stay tuned for next week's video.